Can you see that there? Yes.
I think you just lost 0.2 points of the grade there just for opening it. Hi everyone, and welcome to Backstory, a sort of talk show where I invite other comic-based YouTubers to join me in a chat to find out what brought them towards comic books. I aim to break and shed light on the stereotype of comic books and the readers themselves and dive into the mind of each person I talk to. The first person I am going to talk to is a very good YouTube comic friend of mine. His name is Shane, and he is on Dawn of Comics. And here he is.
Hello.
Hey, how you doing?
Not bad, you?
Good, man. I'm good. Really happy to have you as a first guest.
I'm honoured to be the first guest.
One of many. Well, I thought it would be, nice because you had me as your first guest on your, what was it called? Conversation with Geek People?
Yes, Conversations with Geek People.
That was good fun. I had a good time on that. But this is a chat where, we're going to talk about what you like and maybe what you don't like, but this is really going to be looking into you as a person and, why there's so many different types of people. And it's not just it's not just a nerdy guy who lives in a, dingy flat
basement.
With his like a basement kind of thing. And people, I feel like that's the kind of stereotype you get. And also, I think I want to try to get people to understand that there's not only superhero comics. And that's there's loads of different types.
So many amazing comics out there.
Yeah, and there is a book for everyone. If you say you don't like comics, that's a lie. You just haven't found the one you like.
Absolutely, I like that. That's a great tagline.
I'll put that in the description. How have you been since we last spoke? I mean, it was like a couple of weeks ago now, wasn't it?
It was, yes. I've been really good, actually. I've been getting some more comics that I've been searching for, filling in some gaps that I've been trying to fill for a while.
Yeah.
Sort of been going backwards and trying to collect some back issues as opposed to newer stuff, because I find my favourite era was 10 years ago, so I'm collecting extra comics from back then that I didn't pick up.
Nice. All right, nice. All right. So, okay, well, I guess we'll just start off simple for this, but it might help us get into a bit. Okay, so first question, why do you like comics? What brought you what made you interested in comics?
I think for me it was multiple things. One, it was the old TV shows I got. I mean, I'm old, but I'm not old enough to watch the original Wonder Woman series. I watched it on reruns. But the colours, the excitement, the adventure of watching Linda Carter every week was amazing. And then going back and watching the Adam West Batman, and the Christopher Reeve Superman movies. These movies were just... as a kid, you're just in awe of them because the special effects, by today's standards, are a little bit out there, but by the standards of the 80s were just absolutely mind-blowing, and I enjoyed just watching all of that. I didn't know about comics. All I knew was Wonder Woman was from the TV show, Superman was from the movies. That was it. And for me, that was my doorway into comics as a kid. So I would collect figures. We didn't have comics back then like that. We'd have some like magazine-sized sort of specials in the sweet shop, but it wasn't like it is today with comic shops on every corner and easy access. So it was TV shows was all I had.
Okay, so what kind of brought like what introduced you to those TV shows and those films? Was it like a family member or a friend or?
No, I think it was the fact that we had 4 channels and nothing else. So you either watched what your parents watched or you went to play out. And the time you did get to watch TV, if your parents gave you an hour or so, you would have to pick. So you'd get out the TV magazine to see what was on.
TV Guide,
and we had, kids shows were 3:30 until 5 every weekday, but that was the time you'd play out because you'd come home from school, you'd go play out, and you didn't get to watch things like that. So Saturday mornings, when you wake up, they had a variety. So you had your Batman with Adam West, you had your Wonder Woman, you had Starsky and Hutch and Cat's Eye and all these shows that were just for families to watch. So I'd have Saturday mornings, Sunday mornings, and I'd watch whatever was on, and that was it.
And if you don't mind me asking, how old are you?
I'm 37.
37.
Yes.
There's
Super old.
There's quite a bit of a gap between us then, because there's a 10-year gap between us. And we didn't actually know each other's ages. So I'm busy. I'm trying to put myself in that kind of that decade.
So I suppose for you it would be you would have watched like Power Rangers.
Power Rangers, So for me, it was Mighty Morphin Power Rangers. I was talking to my friend actually last night about this. In my bedroom, you know those wallpaper banners?
Yeah.
I had one of them with the original Mighty Morphin Power Rangers just going all the way across the room, and the teddy bear that I had as a child, he was also called Jason after the red Power Ranger, because he's the coolest one. He's still
always the coolest one. He's always been my favorite Ranger.
I know. He was awesome. Great. So, did you ever get to did you see the Adam West movie, the Batman movie?
Not till I was older.
Yeah.
Like I say, when I was growing up, we didn't have any access to anything other than what was on the TV at the time. I had a video shop, but it was also a greengrocer and a sweet shop. So it had one wall of videos, and I would go there and I would see what they had. And 9 times out of 10, I'd pick up a He-Man or a Thundercats video, because they didn't have a great selection. So I never got to pick and choose what I could watch. I could only ever watch what was on TV, and it was very limited back then. So I didn't see the Adam West movie until I was pretty much an adult.
Yeah.
So I didn't get to see it through the eyes of a child, which I'm kind of gutted at, because watching it as an adult, you do see the flaws.
I know. I mean, like, growing up, like, you see the Batman animated series and that kind of thing, and you kind of get this dark, gritty Batman come across. And then so for me, the first time I ever saw Adam West Batman was the Batman movie. The Adam West movie. So to go from dark, gritty Batman to a really colourful,
campy,
slightly camp Batman.
Some days you just can't get rid of a bomb.
I know, but I think the 3 things that have stuck with me from that film, or from only seeing it once, is the way that he would deduce the Riddler's riddles. Was amazing. I mean, I don't think Sherlock Holmes could do anything like that.
The answers were never gettable, though. As a viewer, you could never take that clue and get the answer from it. It was always something so out there.
But then I guess that helps give the viewers the impression that Batman is this mega genius and only he can figure all this stuff out. I think the second thing was the adjectives and words Robin would put after holy. You know what I mean? That they were just hilarious. And then I think my number one thing was the quote from Adam West saying, "Quick, Robin, hand me the shark repellent spray." That is by far my favorite line in that movie.
Yes, I mean, it's one of those things where it's so ingrained in people from the pop culture angle that even the Batman comics reference it in certain things. Like when he goes up against King Shark, he'll have shark repellent spray on his belt, you know, just as a little nod. It's something that was just so silly and so over the top. But even the writers today are like, we've got to give a nod to it. It's so funny.
It is, you know, it's something that sticks in your mind as the dumbest thing, but it's amazing nonetheless.
Yeah, I think even without that show, we wouldn't have. I don't think we'd have had the Tim Burton Batman. I don't think we'd have had, because he wouldn't have been as popular, as cheesy as the show was. People still watched it, you know, and it got that popularity. It got Batman out there. People knew his name, so it got the want and the need for a Batman movie. Yeah,
I get that. As a child, you said you watched Wonder Woman and you sort of watched Batman. was there anything in particular that drew you to those characters?
Not so much Batman. I've never actually been drawn to Batman, even today. I mean, I enjoy his books, but I've never been a massive Batman fan. But when I saw Wonder Woman, I just fell in love with the character. She was just this happy, always smiling, beautiful woman that could just deflect bullets and just pick up cars and, jump over buildings. And I've always been attracted to that strong female character in loads of things. I mean, I love Buffy the Vampire Slayer and Charmed and Alias and Relic Hunter, all these great shows with these strong female characters. And Linda Carter was she's so beautiful, isn't she? And
yes.
So lovely. She was perfect for the part.
Definitely.
Absolutely perfect. So I really enjoyed that show so much that when I went to a toy shop and my dad was like, you can pick out a toy. I think what he did was he gave me all the coins from the car and said, you can get whatever you want.
The shrapnel.
Yeah, he used to just throw all his loose change in the car and he was like, just take that and go get what you want. So I went into the comic shop and into the toy shop, and they had all these figures. And I saw Mandrake the Magician from Defenders of the Earth, which I absolutely love that show. So I grabbed him, and I had enough left over for another figure, and I found the Wonder Woman Superpowers figure, I believe.
Okay.
Little figure. She's only about 4 inches, and she came with a tiny little thin lasso that I lost straight away, and a poster. And when you pinch her legs together, her arms come up, and she deflects bullets.
Cool.
And out of all the figures that I bought from the age of 5 to 10, 11, kept them all in a box, but she was the only one that I kept. The rest I gave to my little brother when he was into the imagination stage. He lost them all, but Wonder Woman was the only one I kept, and she's actually on a shelf somewhere around here.
Somewhere.
Yeah,
Oh,
I mean,
I'd love to see that. I'd love to see that.
She is so old, like she's 32 years old.
Yeah.
All her color came off. Her hair she was one color basically, and my mum got her nail varnish out and painted her for me.
Oh, how sweet.
Got Sharpie or a permanent marker back then, colored her hair in, and her hands fell off where I was playing with her so much that her hands had to be super glued back on.
Oh no.
And she's in a right state, but I'm never going to get rid of her.
No, like I think it gets to a point where, like nowadays you get a lot of people who collect figures for their value, and you could argue that at that time that figure might have been worth a lot, but now you've played with it and you've had so much time with it and those memories with your family. I'm willing to bet that the sentimental value is worth more than any type of money.
Oh, absolutely. I wouldn't get rid of her for the world. Just the fact, like I say, the hands fell off, and first of all, I put blue tack on to hold them in, but they would keep falling off. And then so my mum got super glue out and super glued them on, and that super glue is still on there, actually. I might have had to have replaced it once or twice, but I never lost her hands.
Oh.
But when my mum did paint her with her nail varnish, she didn't have a blue for her lower half, so she's got purple painted down there because it was the closest.
What, for her pants?
Yeah, she's got purple nail varnish for her pants. A red glitter nail varnish for her top.
Yeah.
And for her boots, and then some Tipp-Ex for the white on her boots. She looks a state, but I absolutely love her.
It's one of a kind.
Yeah, absolutely.
Very unique.
Yeah.
I could sell for millions. Wonder Woman purple pant variant. That's what you'll have. Are the hands on backwards like this?
No. I put the hands on properly. Okay. I was very meticulous because she was my all-time favorite figure.
Yeah. So your parents, have they been, as a child, parents always expect their children to enjoy the superhero stuff and all the stuff from the cartoons. Now that you still collect books, how do they find that and react to that? Are they fine with it? Do they, for birthdays and Christmas, do they try to buy you a book or two or something like? Oh, so how is it with your parents in this?
Yeah, so I'll show my covers to my mum, and I'll be like, look at this gorgeous Harlequin variant, and look at this great Wonder Woman comic that I picked up, and she'll smile and nod and be like, yeah, it's really pretty and all that. And
Ooh, I like the colours.
yeah.
One of them, yeah.
But I did introduce my mum to like Harlequin from all the movies and the cartoons and stuff, and the new TV show. I'm like, you've got to watch this new TV show with Harlequin. She swears and she kills people, and it's really fun. But for Christmas and birthdays, yeah, I do get a lot of comic-related things. And my sister as well. She's like, I know you love DC, so I got you an Avengers pajama set. And I'm like, oh, thank you.
Yeah, I think I had a big set. You know, when Justice League came out, the film, I think my mum bought me like a 5-pack of socks, and on each pair is each logo of each hero.
Awesome. One for Dev Week.
Yeah, so Flash is my favorite. When I go to the gym, I put my Flash socks on, and that's
cool.
always good.
I thought you were going to say you got the Avengers back.